Dude, where have you been?
What do you want? What do you want?
You haven't uploaded in months, man. You gotta upload something.
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, man, I've just been feeling a little burnt out, and it's a...
Man, nobody cares, dude. Just put something out. Come on, everyone's waiting for you.
Okay, well, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what to upload.
All right, well, here, man, take a look at this.
Yeah, sure, what is it? What is this?
That's your next video, man. That's gonna do numbers. I mean, you gotta pitch Avengers Doomsday, man.
You're right. You're right, I know what to upload now.
Man, sit back down. Go write and edit and do all that stuff. I'm gonna be watching you.
With Avengers Doomsday on the horizon, I decided to try my hand at pitching what this movie could look like. It seems as if this movie is already fighting an uphill battle with the majority of fans not agreeing with the casting choice of Robert Downey Jr.
What?
I want to write a version of this movie that encapsulates everything that makes the MCU such a powerhouse in the entertainment industry, a franchise that's been struggling with its identity, continuity, and purpose as of late. Make something with its own voice yet also stays true to the MCU that was built up in previous phases, similar to Infinity War and Endgame. I want a story with a darker tone. We need people to take the MCU seriously again, and with the Russo brothers returning to direct and Stephen McFeely writing, we could potentially get another Avengers movie with the same amount of gravitas and passion as the movies pre-Phase 4. We need a movie that not only challenges our characters, but also us as the audience, to change what we know about the Avengers and expand upon it. With a new lineup of characters, we can find a new tone and style in order to avoid treading on old ground. We need a movie that's able to handle the characterization of these icons, but also one with the sincerity of those previous projects. If Infinity War and Endgame were the climactic finales to the Infinity Saga, how can Doomsday and Secret Wars do the same for the Multiverse Saga? With a saga so cursed with rushed projects and oversaturation, how do we create something that stands out? Create an event that can get people invested once more. Getting it out of the way now, RDJ is a really strange choice for Doctor Doom. To nearly everyone, RDJ is Iron Man and always will be, myself included, but with him coming hot off an Oscar win for playing a petty, manipulative villain, I think this casting choice is a pretty good one, even if it reeks of desperation. If RDJ wasn't Iron Man previously, I don't think people would have as big of an issue with this choice. I know there's a lot of mystery surrounding which characters will be on this Avengers roster, so we'll start there. Going off of the rumored plot for Captain America Brave New World, President Ross is asking Sam Wilson to form a new team of heroes, so it's safe to assume he'll have done this by the end of the film or in between projects. So, listing off each member of the team, let's start with Sam Wilson himself, Captain America. This one is a no-brainer. He'll be leading the team and be our point of view character throughout this film. Next up is Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Ever since Endgame, Bruce has been in a rough spot character-wise. He's become Smart Hulk, and literally nobody likes it. It's terrible, but we're going with it.
Damn.
For some of our returning characters, we've got Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. These are mainstays of the MCU at this point, so it wouldn't really feel right to not include them here. Captain Marvel and Ant-Man's last appearances weren't very great, and with both of their next films confirmed to not be moving forward, I believe Doomsday and Secret Wars will most likely send off those characters. There's a similar story with Thor there, seeing as Hemsworth has said he's only got a couple more appearances left in him. Spider-Man is an interesting one though. With nobody knowing who Peter Parker is, it'll be safe to assume he'll be treated as this new, young member to the team. This is getting a bit too long, so I'll briefly explain why the other characters are here. Daredevil seems to be an important part of the MCU moving forward. Excluding his Netflix show, which ran for 3 seasons, he's already appeared in No Way Home, She-Hulk, Echo, and now another solo series that's been confirmed to be running for 2 seasons. I'm not gonna complain though, he's my favorite Marvel character, so I'll take all the Daredevil I can get. Shang-Chi seems to be growing in popularity amongst the fans, seeing as his movie is one of the only good ones in Phase 4. And not only that, but he has incredible martial arts skills, and he wields the 10 rings now, so he's an absolute powerhouse. She-Hulk's show was a major low point in the MCU, and nobody's arguing against that, except Fernando V Movies, but no hate, he's a cool dude. Although I do believe with better writers this character can absolutely work, and she does in the comics. America Chavez is an interesting one. Oh, and Wong. He'll be here. I know Jeremy Renner has talked about this movie, so it's safe to assume Hawkeye is going to be there, but I couldn't find a place for him in the story. So just use your imagination and fill him in wherever you'd like in this story, I guess. It's already been confirmed that the Fantastic Four will be in both Doomsday and Secret Wars, so I'll be having 2 point of view characters in this film, Sam Wilson and Reed Richards. And now without any more delays, let's get into my pitch for Avengers Doomsday. The movie begins on a dreadful note. We see the ending of Fantastic Four First Steps once again. Galactus has destroyed Earth, and the Fantastic Four are sent to the sacred timeline. Left on what remains, the wreckage, the proof of the Fantastic Four's failure, Victor Von Doom lies still. He comes to and notices the immense scarring on his face caused by the event. He's unrecognizable. He knows why this has happened. Reed Richards failed to save their planet, and now he's gone, avoiding the consequences to his failures once again. He watches over the destroyed, unrecognizable landscape of Latveria and knows what he must do. He forges a suit of armor and begins construction on thousands of highly advanced death robots. This is the birth of Dr. Doom, and he's out for revenge. We see Sam Wilson sitting on a bench by a lake, the same bench where he last saw his friend, the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, the same bench where he was given the mantle of one of the greatest heroes the world has ever seen. He watches the lake and takes a deep breath. What am I doing, Steve? Sam looks to his right to see the shield, the beacon of liberty and freedom. He places his hand on it and closes his eyes. Wish you were here, men. Just then, we hear a familiar voice approach Sam. They're here. Sam turns around to see Bruce Banner, the Hulk. All of them? Bruce nods. We cut to the airship of the Avengers facility. A ship lands on the runway and stops in front of Sam and Bruce. The door opens and the new recruits step out. Captain Marvel and Ant-Man lead She-Hulk, Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Shang-Chi out. Bruce looks up into the sky as Thor blasts down from the clouds, lightning surging through the air around him. Sam examines the group and tells them that it's time for training. Inside, we get to see the team attempt to work together as they train. They use their powers with one another, but their coordination is off. Sam realizes that leading this team is going to be even harder than he initially thought. Back in the city, the Fantastic Four arrive. They walk through the streets of New York City, hardly recognizing the area they've lived their whole lives. In a scene similar to the ending of Captain America: The First Avenger, a character confronts them. They turn around to see Doctor Strange walk through the portal. He steps through and tells the team that he needs to talk to them. Reed questions who he is, but he says it's for the sake of the universe. Our next scene is the Fantastic Four at Camartage. Inside, they meet Wong and America Chavez. Strange tells them that he knows they aren't from this universe, but he knows who they are. When the Fantastic Four question what the problem is, America opens portals to different universes. Strange, Wong, America, and the Fantastic Four take a trip through the multiverse, finding nearly 100 dystopian worlds overruled by Doombots. Sue tells Strange that they can't be responsible for that, but Wong tells them that the person overtaking these worlds is Victor Von Doom. The Fantastic Four know the name, Reed's old friend, his bitter rival. The Fantastic Four are shocked to hear that Doom survived the death of their world. So they ask how. Then they ask why. Strange tells them that from what they've seen, he's been traveling throughout the multiverse, killing every version of the Fantastic Four and claiming the world as territory of Latveria. It's only a matter of time before Doom finds the ones he's looking for. Wong suggests getting the help from the Avengers, and while Strange doesn't think they need them, Wong convinces him that this is bigger than a couple of sorcerers. That night, we're back at the Avengers compound. The team is unwinding from a long day of training when they're alerted of something outside. On the lawn, they see a robot. Its sleek, metallic design is draped in a cloak with glowing green eyes. The team is put on edge, ready for the worst. They approach the robot and Sam calls out to it. The robot surveys the area and everything is silent. Then, it looks at the Avengers. Enemies of Doom confirmed. With that, it flies towards the team at rocket speeds. Sam uses his shield to block the robot, but it self-destructs when it reaches them. From the tree line behind them, 24 Doombots arise. They lock onto the Avengers, and the fight begins. With the Doombots' enhanced strength, they're formidable foes. Their strength matches the Hulk, their speed matches Spider-Man's agility, and their armor matches up against Captain Marvel's durability. Just as it seems to be over, Doctor Strange's portal opens, and the Fantastic Four arrive alongside the Sorcerer. They put down the Doombots and head inside. From the distance, a dark figure with green night vision goggles watches them, surveying the team. It's unclear who they are, unclear whose side they're on. After the Fantastic Four explain who they are and why they're here, as well as who Dr. Doom is, we begin to see the difference in ideologies between Sam and Reed. Reed suggests they go on defense and prepare for Doom's arrival, but Sam wants to take a more head-on approach. Reed explains that if Doom has already destroyed hundreds of Earths, then they have to assume he's killed the Avengers just as many times. Bruce explains that it would be nearly impossible to travel the multiverse without the use of advanced technology or high mastery of magic. This is when Strange tells Bruce that Doom has both. Eventually, Sam puts his foot down. They're going after Doom. He won't risk Doom taking over their Earth. Reed tells him that it's suicide, but Sam doesn't listen. He believes that his team is strong enough to take on Doom. He offers the Fantastic Four a place at his side, but Reed declines for them, electing to work on defense instead. However, Spider-Man and Bruce decide to work with the Fantastic Four as well. Spider-Man believes he needs to help the people here, while Bruce thinks he'll be of the most help with the scientists. The Avengers, alongside America Chavez, travel throughout the multiverse, stealthily moving throughout the overrun worlds. They try to avoid Doombots as they liberate places. As they go world by world, they search for Doom as they team up with multiversal variants of the Avengers. We can expect to see different variants of the iconic Avengers from the past, as well as alternate Fantastic Four variants. Back in the Sacred Timeline, we see the Fantastic Four work with Bruce and Spider-Man to figure out ways to stop Doom. We see the brother-like friendship between Spider-Man and Human Torch begin, while Reed and Bruce bond over scientific theories. With the Avengers, they finally find Doom. They try fighting him, but they're no match. Nothing they can do can even slow him down. After the fight, they're able to remove Doom's mask, revealing him to have the same face as Tony Stark in their universe. This is explained as Doom not being a variant of Tony Stark. Just like there's no Norman Osborn in Earth 616, there's no Tony Stark on the Fantastic Four's world. He's Victor Von Doom. The Avengers are shocked and unable to gather their thoughts. They struggle to separate their past memories of Stark, and Doom is able to defeat them. He deduces which universe they're from, and sets his sights on Earth 616. During this fight, Doom gives a speech, explaining how he's going to take over every nation on their Earth one by one until he's deemed the ruler and Latveria takes over. He lists specific locations, one of which being New Asgard. He mentions how it's been the only civilization to put up a decent fight, so he'll start there. This causes Thor to lash out, not being able to lose his home again. But at the end of the battle, Ant-Man and Thor are killed. It's a huge moment that isn't undercut by any jokes. This is the loss of two beloved heroes that we've grown to love over the past decade. Doom then realizes that America Chavez is the one taking them throughout the multiverse, so Doom kills her as well, proving that Doom will kill anybody who stands in his way. Reeling from their loss, Sam realizes how bad he messed up. 3 of his team members are dead, and they're stranded in a destroyed world. His guilt sets in, and he questions if this is where he's supposed to be. He made a bad call, and all of his friends have paid for it. All hope is lost until they're eventually found by the last people they'd expect. Yelena Belova, US Agent, Red Guardian, Ghost, and Taskmaster approach them. Sam and the team stand ready for another fight, recognizing these people from their past. Just then, Bucky Barnes steps out from behind them and greets Sam. Sam asks how they followed them, and Yelena tells him that they're a team of stealth operatives, not hard to tail a large group of people in colorful outfits. Val tasks them with investigating the Avengers, wanting to keep tabs on the information of Earth's most powerful forces. Doctor Strange interjects and questions how a group of super soldiers managed to fight off the Doombots, and Red Guardian answers. He tells them that they haven't had to fight many, but when they did, they had help. Just then, the Sentry enters the room. He shows his respect towards Captain America and says that he's here to help. The Avengers and Thunderbolts regain their bearings and work to figure out a way to get home. Back in the Sacred Timeline, the Fantastic Four work with Bruce and Spider-Man to figure out Doom's location. They trace strong technological and mystical energy waves throughout the multiverse to pinpoint his location, but nothing turns up. However, they do discover a pattern to Doom's takeovers. The order of universes and how he's taking over them leads them to believe the worst. Doom is taking over all these worlds in an attempt to merge them all into one place where he can rule them all, one massive incursion event to put him on top. As they work, they're notified of something happening in Eastern Europe. The Fantastic Four and the others realize what this could mean. They use the Quinjet and fly off to Europe. Doom has arrived. The location is where Latveria should be, but the country doesn't exist in this timeline. Doom uses a large castle and has his Doombots begin constructing his incursion machine. The heroes fight through Doombots, trying their best to destroy the device before it's complete. After a while, the heroes reach the top of the castle. They fight Doom, but they're no match. Doom is finally confronting those he believes destroyed his home, his people. But on the Fantastic Four's side, they're fighting an old friend, someone they don't want to hurt, but have to. When everyone else is down, we get a 1v1 fight between Doom and the Hulk. Bruce tries, but he doesn't have the ability to fight. He's become more Bruce than Hulk over these past years, and this causes him to lose. He's nearly killed and thrown to the side. The device is assembled and the incursions begin. The sky tears open as other worlds come crashing through, and this event puts the Avengers and Thunderbolts back into their timeline. As the 3 teams fight Doom and the Doombots, it seems like it's over. Their power isn't enough to stop this villain. Just then, they hear a roar of anger outside. Everyone turns their attention attention towards a hole in the wall as the Hulk bursts through. His veins glow a bright green as he charges at Doom, fully savage once again. They fight once more, and this time the Hulk is able to get Doom on the ground. But even after it all, they're too late. The incursions begin and every world is crashing into the sacred timeline. Billions of people throughout the multiverse are killed, and every Earth is merged into one world, the Battle World. The movie ends with all three teams defeated and witnessing what they believe to be the end of their universe. They look at one another as they close their eyes. Just then, they all awake. We see each of our heroes in different places across this war-torn landscape, but across nearly every building is the flag of Latveria, claiming Doom's empire. Sam and Reed find one another close by, and they look upon the new Earth in shock, their teams, their families, lost in this strange new place. And that's my pitch for Avengers Doomsday. I know it was very brief, but if I'm being honest, I don't believe I have the ability to write this film. I don't know what's going to happen, and this was my best attempt at making sense of this insane idea. So, to the Russo brothers, to Stephen McFeely, Robert Downey Jr., and Kevin Feige, I wish you all the best of luck. Anyways, thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.